Hello there. What is going on, everyone? Today we've got our hands on the Many Arrows faction pack for Dungeons & Dragons Onslaught. We're going to unbox this. We're going to take a look at the 6 different miniatures that come in here. We'll also look at everything else that comes in the box and give you guys a little taste of what the Many Arrows brings to your games of Dungeons & Dragons Onslaught. The faction pack here says the legendary Obald Many Arrows united the warring orc clans and brought them under his banner to form the great kingdom of Many Arrows. Now, agents and adventurers of the kingdom roar far and wide, confronting any who threaten to disrupt the stability of the realm. This faction pack includes everything you need to field the Many Arrows faction in Dungeons & Dragons Onslaught, but is not a standalone product and requires a copy of the core set to play. If you haven't already seen the core set unboxing, I'll put a link, and you can, of course, check the links at the end of the video as well. You should definitely check that out. I am really excited about Dungeons & Dragons Onslaught. Also, big thanks to Wizkids for actually sending this out for the channel to review. So they made this review possible, so big thanks for that. And yeah, that's everything on the box. We're going to go ahead and get this thing opened up and pull it out and see how it all looks. All right, so first off, we've got our insert here. Then we've got lots of space underneath. That's, I think, everything that's in the box itself. We've got this is going to hold all of these characters nice and neatly. Of course, we've got the little slots to hold the dice too. It's nice that the factions come with their own faction-specific dice. We saw this in the core set that the Zentarim and, of course, the Harpers have their own colored dice as well as their own special 20. So if you get a crit, you're going to see that your faction symbol there, which is a really cool option. I'll be pulling these guys out also. We've got some tokens here, and we've got our level up cards, and we've got all of our hero character boards here, plus a little ad right here. Let's see. Oh, and it's a little rules insert too. It's going to give you a little bit more about some of the new tokens, just a real reminder of those, and also talking about the new frameworks sprue minis. So very cool. Let's take a closer look at each of these. All right, so first up, we've got our cardboard here, and basically, when I was doing the core set unboxing, these are actually used to mark when your characters die. But I think they also do have that dual purpose of if you wanted to proxy minis, you can always use these underneath the other mini to kind of proxy a different character if you want, because you can use these miniatures in your D&D games. You can use your existing D&D miniatures in this game, and you have a lot of flexibility. So these really help add to that. Plus, we've got some different condition cards in here. Now, these are they're not bordered tokens, which means they're going to go away at the end of the round. So we got things like Eagle's Rage, Bear Form, and Snaring Strike. I think Blade Ward is the other one. So we're going to see that on some of the characters. And plus, we've got some regular conditions in the faction marker as well. And that's everything. Oh, yeah, it even says, wow, I'm awesome. Okay. I did not read that ahead of time. I had just read over the characters first. And so I was like, one of these is missing something, and we should have a Blade Ward in here. And okay. That's just, you're not going to believe me that I didn't read that ahead of time. All right, anyway, I'm going to roll these 2 dice and let's just see what we get. Wow, we got it. Wow! My luck is crazy and terrible. I got a 1 and a 20 in the first roll. These are crazy, awesome, and spooky dice. That was a live roll. You saw that, right? Like you saw, I'm not editing. I'm not doing photo goofiness with it. That was wild. Okay. Oh, it's going to be really good or really bad. But since most of your attacks happen with advantage, right? I mean, wouldn't that be a 20? I think one of the guys at Gen Con was saying that if you roll a 1, though, you still lose. Like the 1 is really bad. Oh, my goodness. So I'll have to double check the rules on that one. Let's look at the characters. All right, so first off, we have Clonk Glowfist. He is a monk, and I just love the Dragonborn monk thing he's got going on. I think it's incredibly cool. And yeah, and of course, again, they do also say the names underneath, right? So if you ever forget the faction or the name of the character or whatever, you can always get that. Now, Clonk is pretty cool. He's got the unarmed strike, and he's got a sunbolt. So he does have a ranged attack. So, but it's only range 2 to 3, so it's not super long range. But he's got +5 to hit, so he's pretty accurate. I'm liking that. His other attack is pretty standard. Like a lot of the attacks in the game are damage 2. But his critical is not just like an extra damage like you might see. He gets to do a whole other attack. And he gets to only roll 1 die. So in that case, I'd roll this one because this is the one that came up critical. Let's try it again. Oh, that one's only a 9 this time. So look, like they're pretty balanced dice. But a 9 with a +5 to hits, still not too bad, right? But yeah, so critical, very, very cool. Now my question is, if you roll a critical on the next one, could you critical off of that attack too? I think you could. I think you has the potential to do like possibly 2 or 3 hits in a row, which is although that might be FAQ'd or something like that somewhere, but I love the possibility. Like this is already like one of my favorite characters in the game right now because of that super slim chance to be able to go bum 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 bum, you know, like the 100-hand punch kind of sort of thing. He's got an extra XP after he defeats. He's got Flurry of Blows, which allows you to make a ranged attack against everybody, all adjacent enemies, so you can run right up into, you're getting your speed 5 to start, right? So you just run right up into them and then attack everybody with your standard action. And then, of course, all of those have the chance to have a critical, so you could kind of run right in and kind of go Death Blossom on this guy, which I love. I love it. And he's got the Searing Sunburst, which is you're going to do a big like an area attack. So I'm curious if that's, I don't play monks in D&D. I play monks in other games like EverQuest 2, but I wonder, well, I play a bruiser in EverQuest 2. Different, very, very, very different. But anyway, I wonder if he's like throwing a vial or if that's just energy, maybe like his chi or something like that. And then he's got the opportunity attack. You would expect a lot of characters to have. Now we're gonna look at his level up cards because these are really cool. This one, Improved Sun Soul, it makes his crits 18 through 20. So he has a much, I mean, like, I think that's just insane. When you look at this, that's so strong. That's gonna be so much fun. And it'll also be a feels bad when you get a 17, right? And then he's got the Sun Shield. Basically, you just hit somebody back. So it's pretty cool. Like, which one are you gonna go with? You know, I'm going with this one, although this one's cool too. All right, I like that. I like that a lot. We've got Snuck's Tree Friend, our druid, and Snuck's is kind of like he's saying, "Come on closer, you know, we dare you." You know, they want you to come in, but then they got the little sickle right there. And of course, if you do come in, then they're going to get you. So Snuck's has got the sickle, which is a pretty standard melee attack. A Thorn Whip, which only range 2 to 3, but it can pull somebody closer to you. And they can, if they get the critical, you get to reduce your wild bear shape. And again, that's one of the tokens we looked at before, was the shape of the wild bear. You're going to gain XP after you heal somebody to full. They've got the Good Berry, which is the heal. And they've got the Wild Shaped Bear, which gives you an extra, it heals you 2, gives you the bear ability, you get +1 to speed, +1 to hit, and +1 damage. And then you cannot use your cooldown abilities or items, but that's just going to be for the 1 turn. And of course, anytime you get a critical, it comes back up sooner. And of course, the opportunity attack there. Snuck's has their 2 level cards. So you've got the Hawk Spirit, which is like, it turns you into like a motivational speaker, right? Everybody near you has +2 while attacking. Love that. And then we've got the Unicorn Spirit. It makes your Good Berry heal for 2 instead of 1, which is really nice. Next up is Pluck the Bard, and I love the death metal pose that Pluck the Bard has going on right now. Like, you're definitely kind of just, all he needs is like the Ronnie James Dio kind of horns, and then he'd be you know, a little bit too on the nose perhaps, but really, really cool. Pluck is ready to rock with that little kind of crescent moon loot. I love it. And Pluck's got a Spiked Club, which is a pretty standard hit, the Spirit Snare, and they'll root them if they get hit. And of course, he's got a critical, and of course, he can potentially heal people, which I love that. And it's kind of cool that you have 2 different characters that have the capacity to heal. Because now you got to make your choices, right? You know, a lot of the missions you're only bringing 5, so you got to pick who do I not bring. And now you know it gives you a little bit easier choices if you know you have multiple sources of potential healing. You've got Blade Ward. This is a nice one too. It's going to give somebody Blade Ward, and we looked at that, and it's going to reduce damage from adjacent enemies by 1. So it basically is melee defense for somebody else. So he could be a good support. All right. Also, the Warrior's Tail, which is going to be a 4-round cooldown. and you can make somebody else attack. I mean, I just love the bard kind of support theme that's going on with this dude. And he's got bardic inspiration, and you can have them re-roll. I love it. I love bardic inspirations. And we have his level up cards. He's got the mystical connection, so after he uses one of his cooldowns, he gets to heal himself for one, which I love. And then Tale of the Runaway, which lets somebody else get away. So he's not quite as heal intensive as like our druid with their good berries potentially healing too, but he's supporting you in a lot of different ways, like reducing your damage taken, which from a certain point of view is another form of healing, and then getting somebody to run away, moving them out of attack. If you can't attack them at all, then that's even better than them getting attacked and then just healing one afterwards. So Pluck looks really great. Next up, it is Yvolda, the Unbroken. I just love the orc theme going on with this faction, and she is bringing it. Very, very nice pose, good looking weapon, nice hair there, got the fangs, got the orc. She's in that pose is like very means business. Yvolda has a great axe. No ranged attack on Yvolda, by the way. But great axe, it's a 3 damage attack. It's only +3 to hit, right? And if she gets a critical, they're rooted. She has a slasher ability, which she gets +3 to hit if they are rooted. So that will eventually be a +6. And there's other ways to get people rooted as well, so you don't necessarily have to rely on only a crit to get you rooted. She got the Ensnaring Strike, which is going to mean that anybody gains rooted after, if you want to use that ability. It's a 3-round cooldown, but it's a bonus action. And then Nature's Wrath is going to let you basically root, right? Target an enemy at range 1 to 3, +5 to the hit, and 2 damage. If it's hit, they gain rooted. So this is like a good starter. As I'm closing in, let's do this. Of course, it is my standard attack, but it's a good one. And then of course you have your opportunity attack as well. Now the cool thing is you could potentially Ensnaring Strike and then attack. Like maybe move, bonus action, standard action here, attack, try to get them with Ensnaring Strike, and if you do, then maybe when your opportunity attack goes off, you get the +3 to hit with that because of your slasher ability and all those kind of combos. So she definitely wants to root people and then hit them hard with that 3 damage great axe. The abilities, she's got an Aura of Warding. So she's going to gain the +4 defense against non-adjacent. So that's going to be really good against magic and ranged attacks. And this is a death save, right? The first time you would die, you can set your health to 1 and then get rid of this card. So that's really a cool set of abilities. Next up, it is Bryn 2-Axe. And I want to file a grievance because he clearly has 4 axes. I wonder if maybe he got the other 2 after he already had his name. And that's why. Or maybe it's just because he can only use 2 at a time. It's clearly, I count 4 axes there. Insert emoji of Captain Picard saying, there are 4 lights. There are 4 axes. Right? How many axes do you see? Bryn is a ranger who apparently uses axes instead of a bow, which is a really cool take on a ranged class. He's got the throwing axes. That's range 2 to 3, +3 to hit. He's got the hand axe, that's +4 to hit, both 2 damage. Critical is going to be +1 damage, but +2 if you are at melee. So he kind of wants to be a little bit more melee. He's like, yeah, I'm a ranger, but I don't like ranging. I really would rather just melee you, right? And he's got a lot of cool stuff to do that. He's got dual wields. You can do an extra melee attack. He's also got Whirlwind, where you can attack everybody within range 2 of yourself, except for it doesn't hit friendly characters, which is nice. So that's a 5-round cooldown. So that's like the once per game ability that you've got right there. We also got an opportunity attack. If you want to look at his level up abilities, he's got a favored enemy. He's going to give you +2 defense and +2 to hit with both of your weapons. Well, at least these 2 types of attacks. And they specify this. This is good future proofing. It's nice that they specify this. And if you're wondering, well, why didn't it just say all of your weapons? They have that same symbol. Because you might potentially get an item that lets you cast a spell or something like that. And so you don't want, you might get a potion or whatever, and it might not, or you might get some weapon that has a different symbol. And so this is specifying those 2. And Feral Senses is going to give you +1 damage with both your missile and your melee attacks, which is really going to be nice, especially especially trying to do like dual wield for like an extra attack, and now you can do potentially 6 damage in one turn if you hit with both of them. That'd be pretty cool. All right, next it is Pumaljax the Barbarian. I love this orc. He is awesome, and I love him. I love him. He's big and he's brutal, and he's swinging his 2-handed axe. The only thing that'd make him better if he was this big and he had nunchucks. I think that'd be the only thing that could make him better. I wonder, you know, if we're gonna get some nunchucks. Although there's a whole nother faction pack I haven't unboxed yet, so we're gonna do that one later. So maybe there'll be nunchucks somewhere, or there could always be nunchucks in the future. There's a lot of monks in this game, so there's a lot of opportunities for nunchucks. Well, give me like a big dude like this with nunchucks, and I'm gonna be sold. I'm gonna be in love forever. But yeah, he's hitting on all cylinders pretty much. It looks really, really good here. I like Pumaljax. All right, he has a great axe also. No ranged attack on this dude. It's a +4 to hit, and it's 2 damage. His critical is +1 normal, +2 if attacking with melee. Again, the reason they say +2 with attacking with melee instead of just a regular critical +2, what if he picks up a potion or a magic spell or a ranged weapon or something like that? Because you can loot treasure in this game, right? Or maybe there's even a scenario that might give him another. I mean, I don't know. I haven't read all of the scenarios yet. But basically, you can gain other weapons. So they're just saying. So he's normally a critical +2. So if he crits, he's doing 4 damage on an attack, which is real nice. All right, Eagle's Flight is going to let him move up to 3 spaces, and people can't react. So which is really, really nice, because a lot of those reactions are all about hitting you when you try to move in, or when you try to move away. And he's got the Eagle's Rage. He's going to gain Eagle's Rage. It's another one of those tokens. It's going to last until the end of the round. You're going to deal 1 damage, or +1 extra damage on your attacks, which would make this. You can potentially do 5 with a crit from the Great Axe, or at least 3 with just a normal hit, which is really cool. And then of course you've got combat reflexes, right? So you could use it on both of those because it's going to last until the end of the round. But it also is going to reduce your incoming damage, and enemies only roll 1 die when attacking you. So that's normally you attack somebody with advantage, which means you roll 2 dice and take the higher option. So Eagle's Rage is going to give him extra survivability, which is, and it's just really cool. And it's a once per thing. It's not it's not a cooldown with a number. It goes down to the X. So that's like a once per game ability. Or is it? You can level up and get Persistent Rage, where you can refresh it and now turn it into a 2-round cooldown, which is really cool. So you want to get some XP on this dude quick and be able to do Persistent Rage. He can kind of snowball into being able to do Eagle's Rage like possibly 3 times in a single game. Like if you were to do it early, get yourself some XP, or at least get yourself in, and then also get attacks, put yourself in that range, and then level this up. Get this. Refresh it, and then maybe use it again, and then only have 2 more rounds until oh wow, very cool. And then you've got the brutal critical, which is also really nice. It gives you the crits of 19 to 20, so you have twice as many chances at the critical, and your criticals also do an additional damage. So that means your crits are going to do +3 damage with the Great Axe, which means you're looking at 5. And if you haven't used Eagle's Rage yet and you get this, you can roll 6 with 1 attack. And then if you pop combat reflexes, oh my goodness, forget about it. You just Dragon Slayer, whoosh, kill everyone, whoosh, take that too, come get some. Rawr. I'm having way too much fun with this stuff right now. All right, guys, that's going to do it for the Many Arrows faction pack for Dungeons & Dragons Onslaught. Again, big thanks to Wizkids for... Oh, man, I rolled a 1 again. This die is going away. Many thanks to Wizkids. 12 is not too bad on that one. We'll try this one last time. Let's see what it's going to be. 14. Okay, you're redeemed. That's going to hit. That's going to hit, especially with my pluses. Okay. But yeah, look for more for Dungeons & Dragons Onslaught. We're going to be covering it a lot more. If you like what you see here, share the video, like the video, subscribe, click the bell for alerts, all that great stuff. And I made a playlist for Dungeons & Dragons so you can kind of go through and check out all the other stuff too. I want to put some links over here. Big thanks to my patrons as well. You guys help make this channel possible, so thank you for your continued support. Make sure you guys are entering to win all those giveaways. We're still giving away the lightsaber plus 12 days of Life Day. All that stuff is going on this month. You have plenty of time left. You just have to be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. Simple as that. Let's keep it going. I want to thank you all so much for watching. May the Force be with you. Live long and prosper. Be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes. Hakuna Matata. And so say we all. You can't take the sky from me. And blood for the blood god. There we go. I think that's all of the catchphrases I can think of for now.